I saved for 5 years to buy my wife a house. She spent it all on people who didn't even know she existed. I'm a union electrician, calluses on top of calluses. For 5 years, every overtime check went straight into a joint savings account I called the house fund. I never checked the balance obsessively. I just deposited and trusted, did the math in my head. 5 years of overtime, living cheap, driving a truck with 200,000 miles on it. I figured we had close to 180 by now. Enough for a down payment on something with a yard, something permanent. Last Thursday, I found the house. 3 bedrooms, nice yard, quiet street, everything we'd ever talked about. I left work early, put on my cleanest clothes, and drove to the bank to get a certified check. I sat in the lobby feeling proud of myself for the first time in years. The loan officer pulled up our account and her face changed. She excused herself, came back with a manager. He sat down across from me and said there must be some mistake because the account only had $318 in it. I laughed, told him to check again. I'd been depositing checks for 5 years. He turned the screen toward me. $318. The manager pulled up the transaction history and started scrolling. Withdrawal after withdrawal after withdrawal. Hundreds of them, going back 2 years. All from our home computer. All authorized by my wife's login. Every check I deposited, she drained within weeks. For 2 years, I'd been filling a bucket with a hole in the bottom. I drove home still wearing my work boots. Mary was on the couch watching some streamer on the TV, laughing at something he said. I stood in the doorway until she noticed me. Her face went white. "Why are you home early? Where's our money?" She started crying. Not guilty crying, panicked crying, like a kid caught stealing. She opened her laptop and pulled up her transaction history. 2 years of donations and gifted subs. Hundreds of them. Split between platforms so I'd never notice one big number. I recognized some of the names. Kai Cenat, Aiden Ross, iShowSpeed. Young guys with gaming setups and ring lights, sitting in chairs that cost more than my truck. She'd given Kai 22,000 between donations and gifted subs. Aiden got 18. Speed got 15. The numbers kept stacking. 2 years of my overtime checks going to strangers on the internet while I thought we were building a future. Then I saw the name at the bottom of the list. Someone called Marlon. $25,000 total. But it wasn't the amount that broke me. It was the chat logs. Mary had been typing messages in his stream for over a year. I scrolled through hundreds of them. "You're so fine. You're so dreamy. I wish I could spend just one night with you. Thinking about you while my husband's at work." A full year of messages. A full year of telling some 22-year-old in a tank top that she wished she was with him instead of me. A full year of me pulling double shifts so she could flirt with a stranger who didn't know her name. The worst part? I scrolled through every single message she ever sent him. Hundreds of them. He never responded to one. Never said her name. Never acknowledged she existed. $25,000 and a year of love confessions to a guy who didn't know she was alive. That's when I realized what I was to her. An ATM for her fantasy life. I sat down on the floor, still wearing my work boots, still covered in dust from the job site I'd left early to buy her a home, and I cried. Not angry crying, just broken. 5 years of busted knuckles and skipped vacations and telling myself one more year. Gone. All of it. To streamers who would never know my name, who would forget my wife existed the second she stopped paying. Mary kept talking. Kept saying she was sorry, that it started small, that she didn't mean for it to get this bad. I wasn't listening. I was staring at Marlon's face on her screen, reading the message where she told him she thought about him while I was at work. I was supposed to be handing her keys today. Instead, I was sitting on the floor realizing every sacrifice I made went straight into a stranger's pocket. That house I found sold to someone else. I drove past it on my way to the lawyer. Saw a family moving boxes inside, kids running in the yard. That was supposed to be my surprise. I filed for divorce the next morning, changed the locks by noon. Mary's been blowing up my phone ever since. Voice memos crying about how she didn't mean it, how it started small, how she'll do anything to fix it. I haven't answered a single one. Marlon still hasn't either.